The Reforged Graflex. It looks more like Quinlan Vos. Here is your rotating crystal chamber. So now I want to talk about the stunt range. Now we have this new Kylo Ren and Darth Vader hilts. Half price of the replica version. So it's a buy now, pay later. And it gives you 10% off all lightsabers.
Welcome to the Saber Factory.
Hello there, and welcome to the SaberFactory.com monthly digest of August 2025. And it's been a long time. I have to apologize for that. This is why in front of me you're going to see today a large number of sabers. There's a lot to go through. Updated designs, new sabers, as well as some future sabers that are not on the catalog yet, but I have to talk about a little bit about it. There's just one accessory also that I want to talk about. So let's dive in. First, I want to apologize because I've been away for a long time. The room was flooded a few days ago, so it was, hard to get it ready. The sound might be a little echoey and bouncy. I'm sorry, I have to apologize for that. I don't have my sound treatment again in the room due to the flood. And health issues, no big deal, but just it's prevented me, and it's going to be hard for me to stand and do this video. So I'm gonna try my best and make it as short as I can be with all that I have. So let's dive in straight up. Today, we have redesigned sabers. The ReyFlex. So this is the Graflex episode 9 version. The Reforged Saber, the ReyFlex. It is the new design based off the one of the other Graflex redesigns that Nexus Sabers has accomplished this past few months. Also, we'll quickly go over this redesigned new variant of the Empire Strikes Back Graflex. Just a few touches here, but people looking for the most screen accurate version of a certain version of that Graflex are going to be happy about this one. We will talk about a new character joining the catalog, which is Quinlan Vos, with this great design that has a kyber crystal chamber, but you can hide it, turn it, close it, and it looks screen accurate. I mean, like screen. It looks comic book accurate. This one, and we have our stunt range sabers. The range is growing with a new Kylo Ren and a new Darth Vader stunt version. Those are the eco versions of replica sabers. We'll talk more in this video and give you a little run of the mill, how they work, what you should expect from them. Some very quick news. First, we have, so this is Labor Day in the USA, and during the whole week of Labor Day, so up until September 7th, I'm running a special sale. You have a discount code on the website. It's Labor Week 25, and it gives you 10% off all lightsabers just for this week only, so run for it. Also, massive news, in the US and Canada, I can now offer 4 installments for your payments. So it's a buy now, pay later. You basically can choose to pay over 6 weeks. So that's great when you don't really have the budget yet, but you'll have it in a couple months. That's great for gifts. It's going to be great for Black Friday and Christmas and all of that. So only for US and Canadian customers. Big restock also on the US ready to ship inventory. Today, I just got news, and it's a massive restock. You've got sabers that were not in the US warehouse previously, so that's good news. You've got like the OB Stunt. So yeah, talking about the stunt range. The OB Stunt, there is the Graflex Empire Strikes Back, the Force Awakens version, the Darth Maul Saber from Episode 1, Mace Windu, Kylo Ren. So yeah, new models now available for fast delivery in the US. It saves you on shipping costs, saves you on time. So yeah, it's always a nice to have. Check it out. Ready to ship collection available on the homepage of the saberfactory.com for US customers. Nexus Sabers has recently, in the past couple of months, been introducing a new board design that is different for the Xeno 3 boards. It's of course improved greatly. And also, what it allowed them to do is to have those new slide-out cores that do not have a power switch. So the power switch was introduced to save the battery from draining as much as you can possibly do it, because you know those 18650 batteries, they have a shelf time of between a month for those and up to 3 months for the most premium brands of batteries like Nightcore, Keep Power, because well, those batteries, they don't like to remain seated on the shelf not being used. They lose, they drain out, and then they sometimes die. So that's unfortunate. And so you need to recharge, even if you're not using it, your Saber every month or couple of months. You know, if you want to keep the battery alive, or if you don't want to have a dedicated charger to revive it or whatever. So the power switch was there to try and prevent that little draining that was happening that would make that shelf time even shorter. But now with the new components, the new board and the new batteries, overall, and I've tested it myself, and I've to say that it really doesn't drain as much as it used to. It behaves as if there was a power switch turned off. So those are the new cores. So don't be surprised if, of course, you got used to the power switch, or when you open your user manual, you know, you see that page about a power switch, as well as my videos on the first step playlist. I'm gonna have to update it, but yeah, if you don't see that power switch, it's okay. It's not a budget cut or whatever. It's just that there was an improvement that make it that you do not have to think about, oh, am I powered on, off? Do I need to take it out, open my Saber or not? Not anymore. So yeah, that's a great update. Forgot to mention it. So now we can move on. Done with the news. So now we can dive in on those Sabers. Number 1 on my list. This is, so it's an update on the Empire Strikes Back Graflex. This is a small update, but to some, it's going to matter a lot. Currently, the ESB Graflex that we had on the website was this one. And where it differs with this one is as such. You had the flash eye button here that is normally accurate to A New Hope and The Force Awakens. And in the package, you had a second red button, and you could replace this one, you could replace the flash eye with the red button, so that it's more accurate to Empire Strikes Back. Also, the circuit board here in the clamp is this slightly rounded design that is one of those designs that we do see in Empire Strikes Back. And there is no Graflex engraving because, well, so in the Force Awakens, they just made the part with no Graflex engraving. But in Empire Strikes Back, they would hide it with aluminum tape. And so this is what you have here in this new variant. You'll have a choice now when you go on the product page. And you can choose this variant that already has the 2 buttons. So there is no flash eye in the package. But you do have that piece of tape that is more screen accurate to Empire Strikes Back. Also, you have this alternative circuit board motif with a more squared design. So I'm going to try and show it best on this camera. It's more squared off. Also, the tint is slightly different, like ever so slightly. this is yellow. This is a little bit greenish. So not a massive difference, but to those who are extremely peculiar about the version of the Graflex that they want to have, they want to collect and put on their shelves, this is a nice update. I'm not going to demo this saber again, show the ins and outs, etc. I've already done a pretty in-depth video on this new Graflex model previously, so I'll just send you back to my earlier digest of this year where I go in depth with the Graflex. It's all the same. So I just wanted to mention that the price is the same. It's in the same product page, just another variant, and you get to choose. Those are just really the only differences. So we can move on to the next. The Reforged Graflex. So again, another Graflex, but this one has got a few things or very specific to it. First, it doesn't have the same, it doesn't share the same J-lock system as it does here, where when you open the clamp, as a Graflex would, you would have two J-locks. So one here at the bottom, one lock, and the other one, oops, sorry, here. This one, the control box is attached to the top half part of the saber, so you can't like exchange just the control box of this model with another one. That's one thing to know, because I know it's a question that has been asked in the past by customers, and I didn't know because I didn't know what was going to come out of that redesign. So that's the way it works. And the way the bottom part comes out is that it's spring loaded. So you have to push, turn, and release. But this is, as you can see, the very same J-lock system at the bottom. So now I can switch between grips if I want to, and I push, turn, and release. So you can exchange the grip section of this saber, yes, but not the top part. So that's one thing to know about this one. Specific to this model, so to be screen accurate, the bottom of the Reforged Graflex is completely flat and enclosed. So you might think, oh, okay. And when I was looking at it, I was like, man, they forgot to poke some sound holes. And I know it wouldn't be screen accurate. Yeah, okay, just making sure you see it on camera. It wouldn't be screen accurate if you do poke holes, but they actually thought of it. And it took me a minute and for a customer to ask, for me to go like, man, oh man, I mean, like, there's gotta be, trying to find my flat screwdriver. There's gotta be something, you know? And there is. So you can, this is a magnet. So you can use a big metal piece to remove the magnet, or you can use a small flat screwdriver, and there you go. And now you see that you have something that would allow for the sound to come out. And indeed, the difference you will hear in my microphone. So this is with the cover out. So this is the cover out. Okay. And now with the cover on, as you can see, there isn't much to hear anymore. It's like it's on low volume, but it's not. If you have strong nails, and I don't have nails, you could remove it with your nails. But honestly, it does need a little bit of help. So if you plan to use your saber remove the magnet cap. If you just want to put it on a shelf in your collection, there you go. Again, this Graflex, I'm not going to go into details of how it works. Watch, again, my previous digest about the Graflex. This is the exact same top half as the Force Awakens version. And it's just this very specific control box that's attached to the top half. And yeah, it doesn't have a D-ring as others do. It doesn't have a CoverTech wheel, but it does have this this strip that acts as a belt attachment. So you can put it directly on your belt. You don't even need to have like a belt clip or something. I honestly think this is a little too flexible. So I have a belt. I mean, once it's on my belt, I'm sorry, you won't be able to see. I would have to move a camera. But once it's on my belt, I don't see where it could go. But I do see this part, honestly, bending too far or breaking in the future. So I'd rather give a heads up that honestly, this to me is not a really practical attachment that you should consider for your saber if you're cosplaying. There, I've said it. I'm sorry, but yeah, Nexus here is not fun. Like, this is screen accurate, but as a solution to attach it to your belt, I don't think this is very durable. So, you know, I'd rather have you use it for having fun, dueling, spinning, collecting, putting on a shelf. But to put it on your belt and having it all day long with a cosplay, yeah, maybe it would be smart to redo that piece. Honestly, I always send my feedback to Nexus. This one needs to be made with something else. Maybe aluminum. Maybe it should be a different strip. Like, it shouldn't be plastic. It should be aluminum. I do think that this is not right. But anyway, other than that, this is your Reforged Graflex. Yeah, with the fake leather strip. And of course, your button is here, not here. There you have it. Moving on. Trying to run after time here. You know what? Let's go and let's do Quinlan Vos now. Okay, so first thing I want to say about Quinlan Vos, other than I like the character because it's been there for a long time, reminds me of old memories of reading books and anyway, blah, blah, blah. First thing I want to say is this crystal chamber, the final design, the one you will receive, is not the one in the video. It's the one you will see in the pictures on the website. It is brass, and here it is clearly black. It's a 3D printed black chamber, but the chamber is brass. It's not the same looks, honestly. So the pictures on the website are correct. And what I find most exciting with this design is this. You have a button here that's your button and a screw here. And you remove the screw with the included Allen screwdriver. You remove the button, simply twist. Need a little bit of a grip here. And I'm going to show you on the close-up camera. And now you can turn this hilt piece And on the other side, there is another button, and this is closed. So now you can put your button back. And put that screw back on. So you get the idea. For the demo, I'm going to turn it around again because I want to show you the crystal. And now you have the actual design of Quinlan Vos Saber. But I find that this option of having a crystal chamber that you can make visible if you want to, I just love it. So we're just going to demo the saber with the crystal chamber open and visible. There you go. Power on. This is a NeoPixel. So that's, now I have my retention screw. Here is your rotating crystal chamber, and as with other sabers with the rotating crystal chamber, if I change the color or if I change the preset, the color is going to follow. So
New Horizon, the Dark Sword, the Assassin.
And now I have it red, and it is, you know, blinking just like the blade mode is doing. So it follows your blade style as well as your blade color. The rotating speed you can control via the app, the Xeno 3 app. So the speed, so you can turn it off if you don't want it to rotate, you can. And so yeah, that's your crystal chamber. They're getting better and better every time. And now, like I said, don't take this as the final design. The final design is a brass chamber, so it looks even better, I think. So that's your Quinlan Vos Saber. As you can see, standard 1-inch blade. It is, honestly, it's not that heavy, 440 grams, considering it's a replica, it has a crystal chamber. So because it's long and not too heavy, it would make a great dueling saber. Of course, the crystal chamber sort of brings a very slight, I wouldn't say flexibility because it doesn't flex, but it's not as strong, like if you're into competing, as a solid, simple hilt design. If you plan to duel, I would recommend to switch and hide the crystal chamber so that you keep it, you know, safe. I don't know. But of course it would be a great dual saber. Slide out core. So you remove the pommel cap. It does have a Covatech wheel, so you can already attach it if you have the Covatech belt clip. If you don't, well, you know where to find it in our accessories. The of course, new design, no kill switch anymore, as I explained earlier. New Xeno 3 board design. You could go profi if you want it. Yeah. The one thing, of course, as always, not as always, but often, this saber has VHC thread, but because it's a slide-out core, like you can't technically put something else after, like a coupler or a Covatech module. I don't know why you would need one, because it has a slide-out core. You would have to find a way to block the core from moving, put like a piece in between the two sabers. But technically, you can do it. So like for those who really into customizing and doing their thing. But yeah, that's how it comes. It is a $259 US launch price, and for the baselit version. And yeah, I think it's. I'm not gonna do too many moves because my back hurts like hell. But you get the thing. Of course,
The Knight,
you don't have
Wanderer,
an included Quinlan Vos setting, but you can find any green lightsaber profile if you want to,
The Protector.
and then yeah. Anyway,
The Dark Emperor. The Sun.
this is more like it. Crystal visible. It looks more like Quinlan Vos, and I'm sure that you can find a great sound font for Quinlan Vos with, you know, your usual sound font makers. There are plenty out there, and yeah. Moving on. And in between two sabers, I just want to show you this new credit accessory that's available on the saberfactory.com. It's $6 US. It's chrome gold plated, and yeah, it's the exact design that we saw in Skeleton Crew. So it's not the prequel like design that we never really got to see in live action, but this is the Skeleton Crew design for Galactic Republic credits. So there you go. It's another nice one, you know, and like the Beskar plaques. You know, it's one of those nice to have if you want to set up a picture, or if you just for a cosplay, or for a scene in a short film or whatever. Just it's nice to have around, you know. I can't afford a gold bar in real life, but this does even better at home, you know, on the coffee table. So that's your credit accessory. Yeah, nice engraved aluminum and gold and chrome gold plated. Looks great, and I'm going to move on to the next sabers, and now I want to talk about the stunt range. So now when you go on the saberfactory.com, you will see, unless I think when you're in the US, it's I have too many, because I have the ready to ship collection on the homepage, you don't see the stunt range, but anywhere else you do see it. And the stunt range now, I've created a dedicated collection because I think it's more suited for those sabers. Basically, you know, what do I have here? I don't think I have them, but I have the OB and the stunt Graflex. If I look around in my mess, I should have prepared this better, but I didn't. Anyway, the stunt range is basically an budget version of replica sabers. For instance, now we have this new Kylo Ren and Darth Vader hilts. They're basically half price of the replica version. And let me show you. This is Vader's Empire Strikes Back design. So here is my Vader hilt, and this is the so the stunt version. That's the budget-friendly dueling version of it. This is a custom size saber that actually matches the size of the MPP flash gun as it was designed for the original trilogy. And this is the standard 1-inch saber format. So that's not a 1-inch hilt, but it houses a 1-inch core, and its standard thickness. So of course, you know, it's really much more standard in terms of diameter. It doesn't have a control box because the control box is an expensive part of the saber. It is also something that is very uncomfortable to wield. Like, dueling with this is extremely painful and not practical. It wasn't made to be cool and practical. I mean, it was made to be cool, it wasn't made to be practical. This is more practical. Also, to be honest, put this, you know, attach it to your belt. So I think if you have a Vader cosplay, it's already so expensive to do a Vader cosplay. You probably go the extra mile and put that maybe $150 price difference and get the actual thing. But, you know, people would not necessarily see it. Like from 2 meters away, I'm not sure you actually realize that something's missing. So it just works. A Kylo Ren cosplay, something that you can actually sort of like make for cheap. A Vader cosplay is almost impossible to make for cheap. A Kylo Ren cosplay, if you have to pay $350 to get this lightsaber, understandably, this could be as much as the rest of the cosplay in terms of price. And now, you can have this for almost half the price, if not more. On most of those stunt sabers, it's more than half the price of the replica. And again, here with Vader and Kylo Ren, if I look at Kylo's hilt, this is the replica weathered, and this is the stunt version. Again, it's thinner, it is overall the same size. The blades are standardized. It is 7/8 inch for all blades, even the side blades. So like it's the same size here and here. And we have a baselit version. So it means now you can have a baselit Kylo Ren when before you couldn't. And it allows to lower the budget greatly. So Kylo Ren's starts at 179 USD, and Vader's stunt starts at 149 USD. So that's, yeah, I wanted to cover those two sabers together because they're part of a range of sabers and a kind of a philosophy of trying to bring a budget-friendly replica that, honestly, when you see it, you don't really think, nah, it doesn't look like it. It does look like it. Of course, if you put them side by side, you will see differences and you will think, oh, okay, I like this one much better. And the weight, my God, it's so much heavier, this one. This is so much lighter. But it does look the part. It just really, really does look the part. Slide out core, again, you just have to open the pommel cap and lightly tap, get your core out. New design, as I said before, again, no power switch now needed with the new boards, the new Xeno 3 redesign. Yeah. So you don't even, unless when you need to charge it, you don't even need to power it on by removing the core anymore. You've got the little wire running, but you never need to pull it out as you do with the replica version. You just turn it on.
Power on.
So let me show you. 7/8 blade and side blade. So, and baselit. So that's very pink, because I changed the color.
The night.
So here is the baselit version, and yeah, so you'll notice something. The baselit version, the tip of those side blades, they honestly, I think, they illuminate a little bit more than with the NeoPixel, because the NeoPixel, when the light stops, it doesn't shine this way. It shines perpendicular to the blade, and so it never really gets to that very, end of it. But here with the baselit, it shines through, and honestly, it does work a little better for the side blades. Of course, the main blade, the higher you go, the dimmer it is. So it's always I always recommend to take a short blade when you go baselit. So that's your Kylo Ren stunt. Of course, it's not because you have a cheaper version that you could duel with baselit that you should go all in like crazy. Be very careful with those because the ends are very, very pointy. And when you don't know what you're doing, I've hurt my arm plenty of times playing with this one because it's one of my favorite Saber design. So just it's my quick tip, for being stupid and maybe allowing you to save yourself the pain of it. But yeah, be careful when you're playing around with this one. Even though it's pretty funny, a cool design. So that's the stunt Kylo, the Kylo stunt, sorry. And the Vader stunt, well, as I said, everything you would expect of Vader, a more compact format, a more standardized format. It honestly, you know, it looks the part. No control box, that's the big money saver also. It's thinner, it's lighter, it doesn't have the chrome finish. But it just works great. And you're saving half the price of a Vader saber. So a lot of people will find that it is an amazing compromise. You can see, you know, like even in the details, it's a good design. It's a good design. You can see it's simpler, you know, it's not as complex and multi-part as the replica. It's the reason why it's cheaper to make, easier to make. There you go. So those are the stunt sabers. This one is NeoPixel. If you just want a quick demo, of course, I can do it. To attach your blade, just a couple turns. Don't pierce through the blade. You just need to push the blade against the emitter, and that's it. Your button is here.
Power on.
Everything you know about a Xeno 3 Saber. What should I say? You know, it's got a D-ring here, like the Saber does, because it's a more standard format of sabers, and not a replica. Yes, it does work with VHC accessories, but again, it's a slide-out core, so if you ever want to add one of those accessories or another part to your saber or make it a dual-bladed saber, I don't know, always think that you will need to create a piece that goes in between to block the core from sliding out. But it actually, you can, just so you know. I don't advertise it in this case on the website. I don't say it's VHC compatible, but technically this thread is VHC. So that's your Vader stunt, and I'm done with all the sabers that I wanted to demo today. But, sneak peek. There are a few things that I've not put on the website yet. This is the Forged. It is a massive hilt, 615 grams. It's, I don't know, 1.3 pounds. And it's not that tall of a hilt. It's not a very tall hilt. It's huge. You can see the thickness here on this camera. It will show better. It is extremely thick. Don't even think for a second that you're gonna have good Bluetooth with this saber. You really are going to have to remove the cord to get Bluetooth on this one, as thick as it is. Slide out core, nice design, a weathered saber. It really is really weathered, matte, really with symbols on it. It's a hilt that is, it looks like a relic, you know, of the old Republic. I love the design. I love this. It's not yet on the catalog. I have to put it on the catalog. I just wanted to check a couple things, and I have had so many other things to do, as well as, like I said, the new restock and the new payment in 4 installments. There was so much to do that I didn't have time to put it on the catalog, but I will. It will be called The Forged, and yeah, this is it's a massive hilt. It will be in the custom designs category, because I can't say it's a dueling saber with this weight, and this is a little bit dangerous. You go in a training academy with this, and you will be banned for sure. And it's not very comfortable here. This is funny and looks good, but it's not very comfortable. I think that this is extremely tall. The depth for the blade, you'll see. If you put a 72 centimeter blade in it, you will, like, almost half the blade is going to be eaten up. So yeah. Also, if you take a NeoPixel, just know that the NeoPixel to baselit adapter does go in it, and you don't see it here. So that's great. And of course, you put your retention screw at the top, so it works perfectly if you want to take a NeoPixel, put a baselit adapter in it, and have the two options. But yeah, the blade sits a little low in it, like here. Not the worst, but yeah. Slide out core, and I mean,
Power on.
every Saber does the same thing, but yeah. The sound goes out quite nice. It's so those are not vents, but they're here, and you know, it does provide good volume. So yeah, I didn't attach the blade. I'm a little lazy making this video, but
The night.
so in terms of sound, I want to demo a nice crispy sound. It just provides ample volume. As you can hear, I really have to raise my voice, so I really like it. So that's a nice hilt, and I will of course refer to this video
Power off.
on the product page when I have added it to the website. Another thing that is not coming up too soon, but I wanted to talk about it because I want your opinion on it, so go in the comments and let me know. This is a plastic hilt, and this has existed for years with Nexus, but before they were using a sort of like a kid's Saber board that was bad quality, really bad quality. But now it's got a Xeno 3 board. It's just that, so it's got Bluetooth and all, but it doesn't have an SD card reader, so you can't customize your sound phones or anything, you know, through the SD card. Still, it would be a great option because this would be in NeoPixel. This would be around $80, and baselit, I guess, 60, maybe lower. I don't know, but $60 probably. The thing that I'm wondering is two things. One, I have to test it in very heavy conditions and see if it doesn't overheat. And I believe Nexus has tested it, but you never. I always test Sabers. I don't put anything for sale if I have not tested it myself. This is why I'm always late, and you can find those Sabers sometimes with other vendors, but always at a higher price. I take my time, but I have a better price. And I take my time to test everything, and I want to know everything about every Saber. So this, I want to know if it overheats, because the aluminum usually dissipates the heat of the board. So I don't know, I want to test it. There's this reason. Second reason, I don't know if you can see, but the plastic, the way it's made, there is like a seam, you know, like it's like melted together. I don't know exactly what's the process, but it's not machined out of a block of aluminum like this. So I honestly don't know how strong this would be if you were to actually duel seriously. And I don't believe this would be a great option for cheap dueling Saber. I think it would be a great option for a cool kid's toy. Problem with making this a kid's toy is that usually the Sabers, it's not due to the Sabers, due to the boards and the battery. They are clearly advertised as being for adults or with adult supervision. The 18650 lithium ion battery is the exact same capacity of battery that you have in your smartphone. And as you may know it, in NeoPixel, in full blade styles, blade effects, dueling with Bluetooth connected and whatever, it can go out in 20 minutes in the most, you know, craziest of settings. Imagine emptying your smartphone in 20 minutes. You know, and it's like an e-cigarette. And you've seen those things explode. That's because they don't use protected batteries for voltage reasons, etc. But here we always use protected batteries. But what I mean is, a battery, a big battery like this, that has a very high discharge, you don't put that in a kid's hand just because it could do stupid with it. It could do something stupid with it. I've had people unwrapping the battery, which is, it's written on the battery to not do that. It's super dangerous. You're basically putting the whole negative body in connection to the positive cap of the battery. Any metal piece against it would suddenly make the battery short circuit. And it's a massive fire hazard and all. So like, you don't usually give a very high discharge, big lithium battery to your kid unless you supervise it. That's the whole thing. And maybe I'm overthinking it. I know that a lot of people don't give a fuck about overthinking anything like this, but I do. And so I don't know if I really want to advertise this as a toy. I could do it and say, you know what, be very careful if you give it to a kid. Always supervise when they use it, when they charge it. You charge it. You don't let them do it or whatever. I don't know. I don't like to sell things with an asterisk. But at the same time, 60 to 80 bucks, a lightsaber with all that it can do. And that's the other thing. You know, kids are smart, smarter than adults, and they understand technology much quicker than us sometimes. But still, I don't know, it's a one button that does so many things, and then you have the mobile app. Do they have a smartphone that they can use? Or they're going to bother their parents for it? I don't know. It's just, I'm thinking, is it worth putting this on the catalog? There's so much I have to say about it. I want your comments, and there is so much I've probably said in the past few minutes about it that I'm probably also going to delete this thing and not put it in the video because I'm losing time here. I don't know. But I really wanted to have that affordable kids lightsaber for people who don't have $100 to put on a saber, understandably, for their child. But we do have, like, for $79 in Baselit, we have the learner. So I don't know why that is actually very similar in design to the learner in plastic. Why would you want to save $20? It's my thought process. Would you want to save $20, but suddenly it's in plastic? And it has a little less functionality due to the fact there is no SD card on it, less sound fonts. I mean, are you, like, those $20, do they matter that much that you would compromise to have the plastic hilt and the 16 fonts board with no SD card? That's the question. If your answer is yes, please say it. If your answer is no, please say it. That is going to probably honestly decide if this makes sense, because I'm not sure. But there you go. Oh yes, one last thing I didn't talk about. I mentioned on Instagram a Saber with an OLED screen. It looked cool, and I said I would add it to the catalog. There is a software quirk with it, and yeah, for as long as it's a quirk and it doesn't work properly, I will not talk about it anymore, and I will not add it to the catalog. You will find it with plenty other vendors, I suppose, who again might not mind too much that this doesn't work. It really doesn't work as it should for now. And it's honestly just a software quirk. They have to just fix the software of it, but for as long as it's not fixed, it's not on sale with me. So bye-bye the OLED Saber for now. Did I cover it all? Okay. Yes, we've covered everything. I don't know how long this was, and I hope it wasn't an hour and 30 minutes as it usually is. October, I'm probably gonna make a digest for September and October, so don't wait for it, because I want to make a digest before we get into Black November. You know, there's always a lot happening for Black November, so we're probably gonna skip September. I'm absolutely sure of it. So yeah, so see you probably in 2 months. Maybe in between I will do a video about the latest updates of Xeno 3, because there is the 1.4 version that got out. There are some nice updates, and it's been a long, probably about a year that I haven't done a big video about Xeno 3, but it has evolved So maybe I should do that. Subscribe, leave a like, and it will motivate me to do those videos more often. And I'll see you later on saberfactory.com. May the force be with you.
Join me, leave a like and subscribe to this channel.